Hello TK. For your phonics lesson today, we will begin with our objective. Objective. It is what we are going to learn. So our objective is what we're going to be talking about, and today we have a pretty long one. Ready? Repeat after me. I can identify the letter E and things that begin with E. In our objective, TK, it is saying we need to identify today. We're going to be using our eyes to find our uppercase and lowercase e. It is also saying that we are going to be looking for things that begin with E. What does it mean when things begin with E? That is when they start with the letter E. So if you take a look at the top of my board, you will see that I have a couple of items up here that begin with the letter E. They begin with it, which means they are at the front of the word. This is our sound hound dog, and he is telling us that the beginning sound is in the front of the word. So if you look at the word elf, elf begins with the letter E. If we take a look at envelope, envelope also begins with the letter E. This word is exercise. I know you can't really see it because of the glare, but that also starts with the letter E. Right here we have our Eskimo, and he begins with a capital E. It is at the front of the word. Egg, egg begins with the letter E. They have the E at the beginning of the word. Eggplant, E is at the beginning of eggplant. And elephant, as we all know, E is for elephant. That also begins with the letter E. So TK, for today's lesson, you will be taking out your missing letters book. You will also need this sheet with all of your uppercase and lowercase e's. You will need scissors to cut these out, glue to glue them down, and a pencil, of course, to write your first and your last name. So go ahead and take these out, and we will begin working on our booklet together. Okay, TK, now that I have my materials ready to go, I can begin with you. Our step one is to always write our name first and last. Go ahead. Now that I am done writing my name, I want you to open up your booklet to the first page. On this page, we have an elephant. And as we know, E is for elephant because it begins with, go ahead and underline the first letter of your word. It begins with the letter E. So because I know elephant begins with the letter E, I'm going to put one uppercase and one lowercase in my boxes. Go ahead and take out your scissors now. Cut your letter E, uppercase and lowercase. Try and stay on the lines, on the tracing lines. Turn your paper as you need to. And now that I have cut my uppercase and lowercase E, I will be placing my uppercase in the first box and my lowercase in the second box. Just like that. We will continue this process throughout our book, and we will be applying an uppercase E and a lowercase e in each of our boxes. And that is going to let us know which words begin with the letter E. Very good. Go ahead and turn the page. Don't worry, we can color our pictures later. Now that I am on my next page, I am going to look at my word and I'm going to see if it begins with the letter E. Go ahead and underline the first letter of that word and tell me, is that an uppercase or lowercase e? Yes, it is, TK, which means that this word, this picture, begins with the letter E. So go ahead and cut out one uppercase and one lowercase for your boxes. Now that I have my letter E's cut out, I can go ahead and apply glue on my missing space. And I can place my uppercase E first and then my lowercase e second. Just like that. All right, TK, go ahead and turn the page. Don't worry, we are going to read our booklet together at the end. Here we have an elk. Does elk begin with the letter E? Let's go ahead and underline it and check. Yes, it does. That is the letter E. So I'm going to cut one uppercase, and one lowercase for my missing spaces. Okay, TK, go ahead and turn the page. On this page, we have an explorer. Go ahead and look at your word at the bottom. Explore. Does explore begin with the letter E? Yes, it does. That is the letter E. So I know I can put an uppercase E and a lowercase e in my missing spaces. It's time for me to glue. Notice how I don't put a lot of glue in my missing space. Only a little is needed. Go ahead and push down. Turn the page. This is a picture of something exploding, but we are going to say explode is the word. Therefore, go ahead and look at the beginning of your word of explode. Does explode begin with the letter E? Yes, it does. That is the letter E. So I know I can put one uppercase and one lowercase in my spaces. One uppercase and one lowercase. Good job, TK. Turn the page. We're on our last page. And because this is our last page, this is the end of our booklet. Does the word end begin with the letter E? Yes, it does. That is the letter E. So we know we can put our last two letters, our uppercase and lowercase, in these missing spaces. Great work, TK. Now that we've finished working on our missing letters booklet together, we can go ahead and read it together. So go ahead and go to the front cover, open your page from left to right, and we will begin with our first page. E is for elephant. Turn the page. E is for exercise. E is for elk. Good job, TK. E is for explorer. E is for explode. And our last page, E is for end. Kind of like the end. Good job, TK. Way to follow along. Now for your assignment, I want you to go back and color each of your pictures as nicely as you can. I want you to color your uppercase E one color and your lowercase e another color. That way you can see that this is uppercase and this is lowercase. Once you have finished coloring your missing letters booklet, I want you to take a video of yourself reading your booklet to me. I just practiced reading it with you, and now it is going to be your job to read it to me. Thank you, TK.